Let's look at these three graphs. The y-axis is heat exchange, enthalpy, or potential energy. So R for reactants and P for products. And what's happening here, the reaction goes forward due to something called delta S, that's called, or delta S max. So that means it goes to randomness, releasing a lot of gases or making precipitates. Similarly, delta H minima means it likes to lose the heat. Exothermic is a good thing to happen for the reaction. So that's why these ones can go to completion. That's also called the spontaneous reactions. So it goes to completion without any other help, right? So something like combustion of fuel or explosion of an explosive bomb, something like that. Now let's go to the very end. What happens here? The reactant's energy is much lower. The product's energy is much higher. So you have to climb a huge barrier in these ones. These are called endothermic reactions, right? And also they are not going to be easily completed. One can reach this by increasing the heat and using special catalysts and so on, right? But this reaction is almost not going to happen. So therefore we call them non-spontaneous, right? In this case, what actually happens is the delta S, the entropy max is at the reactants, and delta H minimum also at the reactants. That's why it stays as reactants. Something like diamond, something like gold, they won't get rusted, right? Diamond will not oxidize or combust easily. That's what it is. So everything tries to keep as reactants, very stable reactants. So those are the two extremes, spontaneous and non-spontaneous. We're going to look at the middle one. So a lot of biological reactions are in this middle category. The reactants and products energy difference is very low. So they will become an equilibrium, okay? Because their delta S max and the delta H minima is actually fighting each other. They're competing and they are going two different directions, one to the product, one to the reactants. That's why there is an equilibrium. Okay, these are called dynamic equilibriums. It depends on the amount of reactants and the products and other factors. We will talk about that in the next video. Okay, so simply what we learned is the exothermic reactions have a very low activation energy and equilibriums have a balanced and it's a closed system.